Everybody here has a story worth telling.
You read these amazing books and then you get to meet the person who created the story.
Has anybody here read Ghetto Cowboy yet?
You get to see their perspective and what they were thinking when they were writing the book.
He was going to be our narrator. He was going to represent us, kind of our eyes and ears on the ground.
If you have the author come, then you're just like, oh, that's how he started writing it.
I had read his book, Yummy, and I really liked it. It was pretty exciting.
He's the first author I've met. He was a really nice guy.
He moved a lot of teachers and students.
My kids were totally starstruck by the fact that this guy had come.
Thank you so much.
Well, by the time I get there, the level of excitement is so off the hook. It's crazy.
They loved it. Loved it. Like one-on-one time with someone who's cool and different and not a teacher is just amazing for the kids.
So when I walk into a hallway and a group of girls start screaming like I'm the Beatles, but really they're screaming over a book, that's pretty extraordinary.
The excitement then translates into learning for every child in District 65.
There was actually an amazing and rich history of black cowboys in the Old West. I never heard of that. I never knew.
When he talked about his process, he said he reads a really interesting article, his brain starts going a mile a minute, he's thinking, this could be a book. And then this whole activity kind of spun out from this, where kids picked an event and they created a character based on this event. So that's how we took the words right out of his mouth and we said, how can we use this in our classroom?
I want you to think of different types of conflict.
It's really invigorating for us. We're excited. We make a unit around it.
The exploration of that author's work goes beyond just language arts. It goes beyond the day where that author visits. The whole staff of the school gets involved in this. Media arts, science. Kids are taking the work of an author and they're putting it to music.
This is the buzzer.
They're creating original pieces of drama.
South side of Chicago.
It's the kind of work that is the most exciting as a teacher. And if you're excited about what you're doing, then kids definitely know. And then they, of course, get really excited. So.
Over the years, this program has brought a really diverse range of authors: nonfiction and photography, poets, historical fiction.
We've tried to bring in women, we've tried to bring in people of color, people of different cultures, because one of the really important things is for all of our students to see themselves in these enrichment opportunities.
Like they all had different stories about him, but in the end he was just this kid.
Greg Neary writes about inner city kids. He writes about kids who aren't perfect, and kids see themselves in that, and it's empowering.
He's really trying to redeem himself.
A couple of students in my class who were not fans of reading, after his visit, they also read his other 2 books. So that was wonderful to see.
There's one student who comes to mind in particular. He asked questions when the author came. He wanted to know more about the books that we had in the library that he hadn't read in class. And this is the first time I really saw a spark, and that was really, really great.
Everyone seems really excited about this guy coming. Maybe I should be too, and then that sort of builds, and that's one way I see reluctant readers benefiting from this experience.
Kids feel so special to get to sit and eat and talk with a real-life author.
They're not just these things that you see on the cover of a book.
It was really cool to have the whole school working on this one author and to see the community that was being built.
Sharing our ideas. You can see a whole different side of the story that you originally might have not seen.
The kids were teaching each other. So it's a coming together, it's an understanding, and it's really powerful.
Okay, great. That combination of those 2 answers was great.
Really sharing and getting an in-depth view of how people have different lenses on the world is where we'll actually get to the next level of understanding each other.
Because the more we understand about each other, the more we can communicate, and the more we don't judge people just by how they look or how they talk or how they act.
They're
terrific enrichment opportunities for those students who, for whatever reason, aren't getting those outside of school, so it's really imperative that the school provides them.
I'm a firm believer that we enrich our programs during the school day, and we couldn't do that without the enrichment activities that Foundation 65 has provided, especially through this Family Author program.
Every student within the district gets this opportunity because we're able to fund this for every school.
We don't all have the same opportunities, and so this opens up the door for everyone.
Tonight at the library, Jesse Watson, the illustrator, will be joining us via satellite.
Every year, the Family Author program expands beyond the classroom and beyond the school. Other organizations get involved. The Evanston Public Library, the Ecology Center, the DJ Coleman Foundation. Parents get more involved. It really does ripple into the community.
The more we found out, the more people talked about it.
This is something that can change children's view of the world or a view of themselves.
We're all sharing that these things are possible, that you can do these things.
Maybe if I want to become a writer, now's the time to start.
Building a foundation in literacy is an avenue for kids to explore the world.
So whatever we can do to make kids want to read, to make kids love to read, we have to do that thing.